Other people become tigers, pythons, and dragons. But I turned into an egg. An unhatched egg. My fans say I look like a maggot. I don't think so. At least I have a sharp and solid tail. And a delicate and noble horn. I'm clearly a divine dragon. And just now, as an egg, I had the highlight of my life. A bunch of humans who had transformed into super beasts were killed by me in a single move. Before I could evolve, I hurriedly set off for Jiang City. Because the clicking sounds that suddenly came to my mind just now were the talent used to contract slaves. I've used it on many animals since I acquired it. Once the contract is completed, no matter how far away, I can sense the slave's life breath through him. And just now, I suddenly lost contact with some animals. The dragon's soul pact is very powerful. Other than me, no animal can break it on its own accord. Unless the contracted animal is dead. And the animals that lost their senses, they all came from the same place, Jiang City. In order to stock up on aura, Kim stayed there for a month. And during that month, all the alienated animals that appeared in the city were all contracted by him. Before Kim left, he ordered them to help Mark protect the Jiang City clan. But now their aura has disappeared. There are 8 of them. Kim's heart was burning with anxiety. He wants to go back and see what's going on. Compared to the Magic Sea City, he's more worried about the safety of Jiang City. After all, when he first came out, he didn't expect something like Earth will happen 1 to 2 times at all. That's why only Mark and a few alienated animals were guarding the city. But after that, with the 1 to 2 advent of the Earth, a large number of animals have risen. In this case, the battle force in Jiang City is not enough. Even with Bill, who went back a few days ago, it's still the same because those auras all disappeared at the same time. To achieve this, the strength of the animal that attacked Jiang City is definitely not ordinary. After a night of continuous flight, Kim finally entered the territory of Su Province. At this moment, he and Raven are staying on a small hill to take a short rest. This is a hilltop located between the Magic Sea City and Jiang City. Yesterday's battle with the beasts, even Kim used his own breath to protect Raven. He still suffered a lot of injuries. After all, it was an indiscriminate attack. Without Kim's protection, he would have disappeared like most of the animals. Disappeared in the square. It's time to rest and get going. Wait, who's that guy? An extremely familiar figure hurriedly appeared in Kim's field of vision. Raven, go down and stop him. Yes, sir. The sound of an eagle's whistling echoed throughout the valley. Raven swooped down and stopped in front of the gray figure.
Get out of my way, or I'm going to have to do something about it.
Where are you going, Husky? That's right. This figure is Kim's ride and personal assistant. At this moment, Husky. His body was covered with scars and dirt. He looked extremely tired.
Your Holiness. Is it really you? That's great. That's great. The dragon's nest is now saved.
Aha. Don't get excited. What happened? Tell me slowly. At this moment, Kim is secretly terrified. What kind of thing has happened? To make such a full of funny attributes Husky become like this? It's a couple of tigers. It turns out that yesterday, suddenly some powerful alienated tigers invaded Jiang City. Mark and the others fought with them to defend Jiang City. But they were too powerful. So they suffered heavy losses. Luckily Bill rushed back to Jiang City one day in advance. Otherwise, the consequences would have been unimaginable. The Husky sneaked out. He was instructed by Bill. He was told to go to Magic Sea City to get help from Wu Xiao. After all, there are still his minions and other powerful fighters there. Should be enough to deal with these tigers.
Your Holiness. You should go back now. I'm afraid Bill won't last much longer. After all, those tigers have very powerful special abilities. And they have a deep grudge against us.
What a coincidence. Those tigers are the same tigers that Mark, Boss Cat, and Mickey and the others were driven out when animalization first came to the city, in order to prevent them from growing up. To prevent them from growing up and ruling over them. So they joined forces and chased the young ones out of the city. And left them to fend for themselves in the wild. But what they didn't realize was, these tigers, surprisingly, all of them survived in the brutal wild. And after 1 or 2 earthfalls, they all activated a very powerful special ability. This is like letting a tiger return to the mountain. Since there is no way to bring the Husky So Kim pointed out a relatively safe road to Magic Sea City. Relatively safe road to Magic Sea City. This is the road that he and Bill traveled. They didn't meet any powerful animals along the way. It's relatively safe.
Okay, I understand.
Raven take off again. Toward the direction of Jeon City. At this moment, Kim's heart is a little restless. Tigers? I hope you won't let me down.